Hello, and welcome to my presentation on the bottom-up theories of pattern recognition. There are three main theories associated with pattern recognition. The first is the template theory, the second is the feature theory, and the third is a structural theory. First, we'll start with the template theorists and how they propose we perceive objects in our environment. They claim that the objects we see is just sensory information that is matched to a literal copy of that experience via a perfect overlap to a template in our long-term memory. The problem with this is that that creates too much clutter to have to match an exact template to perceive an object correctly. And this would take far too long to search through all of the templates that we have stored in our long-term memory. So how does this work? Do we have to search one by one, or can we search everything at once in hopes of finding the right template? Ulrich Neisser, the father of cognitive psychology, took subjects in his lab and had them search columns to find either 1, 4, or 10 target letters. So, what exactly did he find? Well, it turns out that we have the ability, with a little bit of practice, to scan for one target letter as quickly as we can scan for 10 target letters, hinting at the possibility that we can sift through many templates at one time. This is known as parallel processing, which is the brain's ability to simultaneously process all of the incoming stimuli at differing qualities. However, feature theorists have their own take on how we perceive objects in our environment. They think that we don't need to have an infinite number of templates. Our brain just takes apart the object, breaks it down, and then reconstructs the pattern from its features. By extracting the information from sensory stores, matching the features from the sensory store to the features in our long-term memory, and decide on the best match based on the number of overlapping features. They say we do this in two stages. The first is the pre-attentive stage, which is when we sense only the individual features, or we break the object down. The next is the focused attention stage, in which we perceive the object as a whole with its features combined as one. There can be some problems, such as it takes too long to break it down and build it back up again. Another is that it's very two-dimensional. And third are illusory conjunctions, which is when you combine features of two objects into one. Because our world is not two-dimensional, the structural theorists decided to take a crack of their own at how we perceive objects in our three-dimensional world. They approve of the feature theorists in that we break down the objects and then build it up again. However, they say that we store in our long-term memory little 3D structures known as geons, and we use these so-called geons that we store in our long-term memory in order to build up the structure to its best fit in a three-dimensional way in order that we may be able to make sense of the three-dimensional world around us. Although these processes are all in response to the world around us and the stimuli that we bring in, it is crucial for our higher order processes to elicit this top-down control and use the context in which we perceive the object to make a most likely match of what it is. So problem solved. We use our past experiences and our contextual evidence to perceive everything around us to make sense of our insane world. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.